What's going on? Marvel Madness here. We are here with Monster in the Iron Mask. Sergio, what's up, buddy? How's it
What's
going?
up, man? Not much, man. I literally just like got out of work. I think we talked about it earlier. Like, man, I'm gonna get out of here, just rush over, and we'll do
Yeah.
this, man. Long overdue, man. We've known each other for quite a while in the hobby, man. You're
For
one of the
quite
first
some
people.
time. The first time was on Instagram. We were
Mm.
on Instagram and
Yeah.
um we had Marvelous Packs with us, and all
Yep.
that stuff and elusive collectibles, and it
Hmm.
was old crew, and there was even a guy that I don't even talk to anymore. What's his deal? I can't remember his name, but he looked like the Punisher. That's all I remember.
Mm.
He
Nah,
looked like the guy that played Punisher, I guess. So
mm. I don't know who that is. I'd have to go back.
I think he
So
did a
many
couple
names, man.
videos with him. Oh man, he changed his name a couple times. I don't know if he's around anymore.
It's like the Punisher.
Um, maybe chat can help. I don't.
If
he
you if
he
you've been
laid in
around
his
the
bed.
hobby,
He laid in his bed a lot.
oh, sauce, awesome sauce.
There you go. Awesome sauce. There we
Yeah, man.
go.
Shout out, awesome sauce, dude.
Yeah,
He was
dude.
one. He was one of the first people on IG
I know.
that I found like doing stuff, man.
Yeah.
Before the IG thing, I didn't really know too much about Marvel cards. I knew about Marvel comics in general, obviously the movies, but Marvel cards. Yeah, he's one of the first people that I saw uh,
Yeah.
going on. Mr. Johnny,
Johnny Bravo,
salute, my
what's up?
brother.
How's it going, man?
Salute, man.
All
But yeah, it
right.
was interesting, man. It's been a crazy. It's been it seems like 2 years we've been in this hobby, like on the IG platform anyway, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
publicly and doing this thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny because you went dark for a little bit. I don't know where you went.
uh, Man, I honestly I needed a break
Okay.
from some of the hobby drama, man. If you've been around for a while,
Yeah,
and there was a lot of hobby drama going on, and it's just
that can be
honestly, man,
tough.
it's a little draining.
Yeah, there could be
It,
drama, that's for sure.
mm,
I try to steer
so
clear. Everybody tries to steer clear, but it's like something you can't avoid, for sure.
yeah, I mean, listen, drama is always going to come your way. I just didn't expect it in this hobby. Like we're just collecting cards, man. You know?
Hey, I missed seeing your mail calls all the time. Like
Yeah.
you'd get like a bunch of mail like for the
Mm.
week, and then you just like boom and open it all, and it was
That
it was
that
it was
that's that still happens, man.
that still happens, man. But it's
Still
just not
happens.
recorded, or I don't see it. I
No,
guess.
you can't see it anymore. It's just things that they're not for everyone's eyes right now. Later in the future, pretty soon, man. Like
Hey, hey,
I'll
hey!
show some
I
stuff.
I did say that we're gonna reveal some secrets tonight, so we'll see what
Mm.
happens.
I don't know what secrets they are,
See if
but
I can get some out of Sergio here.
no, I'm down, man. Yeah, like the mail calls are cool, and again, like even Ronis, what's up, brother? Um,
What's up, Keith?
just thinking back, the stuff that I used to post. You see that, right? Hey, there it is, man. Thank you, Humps. Semper Fi, man, for sure. Uh, the When I first started collecting, man, and I used to do the stuff in the car, it was just base cards, man. It wasn't anything crazy. I didn't even know about number cards. I didn't know about like the hits, whatever. It's just BP. How are you, sir? It was just kind of like one of those things that it's as much as people hate to hear it, it was literally just buying number one cards that characters that I like, and number two was art that I think was cool, and that's as kind of like how the evolution of like started picking up cards, and then along the way, man, you meet people that show you the way and say like, look, dude, like you don't have to go this route, but just I want you to let you know that this stuff exists, and I think those people are important in the hobby, man. There's a lot of people out there that are doing the right thing, and they're willing to show people like, hey, man, this is like what's going on. Like you see a lot of these recent box rips and stuff like that. And listen, I'm all about opening new product. Obviously, there's new hits, right? Like there's new stuff in there, but you kind of can't deny the older stuff, right? Like, should you deny the older stuff? I don't think so.
No, shouldn't deny the older stuff ever.
Yeah.
So, hey, well, we're just gonna jump back to this conversation. I like where it's going. Let's talk about right now some pickups. But before we get into that, I have some giveaways for the night that I just want to show people that we're gonna give away.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Doom is saying that if I'm opening the vault today, and the answer is no.
I didn't get special permission to open the vault, Doom.
No.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay,
So what you got, man?
the first giveaway we're doing here is this one here. This right
That's
here
very cool. Panini.
is a Doom Panini card.
Mhm.
If it can come in clear.
Yeah. It's also the cover to I forget the issue number, but it's called the Herald of Doom.
Yes.
Pretty recent, pretty modern. It's a beautiful cover. You commented on that. You're like, man, like, you know, that'd be cool if you can get like a PSA 910 out of that comic for sure.
For sure, man.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Yeah,
That's a
so
cover.
this one here, it's a pretty clean copy of it too. I have a bunch of them that I'm going to be sending in to grading, and nice. I've taken that out of my grade pile, and it's now a giveaway. So it's gonna be
those are pretty clean. Super clean.
It is really clean, so for sure. And then I have another giveaway here that I'm gonna do, and it's from X-Men Metal. It's a Wolverine, but it's not just like a plain old Wolverine. It's something special, and this is what's special about it. It says Marvel Madness. I signed it.
Oh man,
I'm gonna start doing and that's what I said. I was like, hey, we're giving a 101 away tonight.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start doing this on my channel here, where I actually did a little signature of Marvel Madness, and I used some metallic ink. Thought that would be pretty cool. And that idea actually came because my boy's friend that lives in Australia actually said, hey, will you go ahead and send me a card and sign it? And I'm just like, you want me to send you a card and sign it? Like, why would you want me to sign a card for you?
Yeah.
And he's all like, oh man, I just want a Miles Morales card with it signed. And so I signed it, and then I'm sending it to him all the way to Australia. He's my my boy's friend. It'll be snail mail, so I'm going to cross my fingers, because if you try to go to the post office and you go through the customs way and all that stuff, it costs like 40, 50, 60 bucks to send to Australia. So I'm just going to try to snail mail it and put a bunch of stamps on it and see what happens. So
yeah, the international mail sucks, man, for sure.
Dude, big time sucks. So those are my two giveaways. I'm just going to stop that other camera because it's not really great. So I'm just going to do this Doom card here and then the Wolverine. So the first giveaway, let's go ahead and hashtag Doom, and I'll go ahead and collect those comments. And then towards the end, I'm going to do hashtag probably Wolverine on this one. Yeah. So be good stuff. What do we got going on in the chat? Who's all chattering?
Vince wants to know if it's a sticker order or on card. I'm pretty sure it's on card.
It's on card, baby. It's on card. It's no sticker. Oh gosh, so funny.
But yeah, man. Let's go. Yeah, so we were chatting earlier, obviously, like about some like movie stuff, like stuff like that going on, right?
Yeah. We're gonna touch on that. I want to let's
talk about
do some pickups right now. Let's do that.
Pickups,
yeah.
I got a pickup right here that I recently just picked up. I can show it for sure.
Let's see it, man.
I'm allowed to show this one.
Okay.
Check it out, man. So, obviously, CGC has a couple of special things going on with the signings. Shout out to Fausto, Sketch, man. I think he's doing a great job with the whole CGC program.
Yeah.
And I personally don't grade too much. If I've ever graded a comic, it's always been at a con, like with an artist signature, stuff like that. So, but I'm not like trying to do it like, with comics that I have here. Like I might. It just depends on what, obviously what CGC keeps doing.
Correct.
Like the signature series, and you don't have to even leave your house. Like, man, that's super convenient, and you don't got to pay for con tickets and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of value in there. Obviously, also like, hey, it's an artist signature, and if you have a good copy, like why not? But this is a recent pickup, man. And it's not super rare. It's just something that you just don't really see nines of, man.
1990 Jim Lee, right?
Yeah, set 2, Jim Lee, PSA 9.
Nice.
And man, like I would love a 10, but it's like Luza was saying earlier in the sketch video. I saw the sketch video today, character collector video, and there's just some cards, man. You just have to accept that a 9, and that's just for me. It's just one of them.
I have the Wolverine red in I believe it's the set 1.
Okay. That's a sick card.
Yeah. It's like card number 30 or something like that. And I saw Elusive post it. I think he had a 9 or a 10. I can't remember exactly what he had.
I think he has a 9. Don't quote me on it. I think he has a 9.
So mine looks pretty good, but I'm hoping for at least a 9. But we'll see what happens when I send it in. So I got a bunch.
And the card stock is relatively clean. If you don't hit like a higher grade, it's probably just because it's been around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
I think if it's like a pack fresh,
that one specifically looks really good with PSA because it's red.
Yeah.
It's red, and I kind of like that. So. Yeah.
Well, I mean, let me ask you: would you? I don't know what the art is for that Wolverine card is, but if that were to touch like CGC, are you sending in that card to get signed, or? Have you dabbled in that? Or are you going to dabble in the?
Yeah, no. So I have gotten comics CGC signed. I did. Adam Kubert was doing a signing. Okay. And I sent in that old 100th issue of Wolverine hologram that I picked up when I was like 14 years old. So I kept it for however long since I was 14, and I always like brought it with me. Ended up being a 9.4, which was like crazy. Yeah. Like Valor Comics did his magic on it, and he even said that he probably wasn't going to get more than a 9. So not to send it in, but because it was a childhood comic of mine, I was like, no, let's go ahead and do it. Adam Kubert signed it with blue ink, and it looked just phenomenal. I was so excited when I got that. So
yeah, for sure. Just in the chat here, somebody's asking who do I want to see, or who do I want to see play Doom. I have a choice, man. I would love to see Cillian Murphy myself. Like, I think that guy's like super sick. He's been a sick villain. I like him in like 28 Days Later and a couple other movies that he's done. And I don't think he'll do it. He's kind of a private dude. Doesn't really have like social media. Doesn't really get out there like that. But Cillian Murphy would make a fantastic Dr. Doom, man.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that he wants to do something that's like another. And speaking of movies, like just really quick, I don't think he would do it because he's kind of private. Number one, but then number two is like, then you get stuck with these like super long contracts, man.
Yeah.
And it's like maybe some people don't want to do those long contracts, and I understand. Like maybe they don't want to be in a 10-year situation with Marvel, and even though like, hey, maybe it pays well, but it takes away from other things that they could be doing as well. No. Some of these guys, even Thor was even like, man, like I'm just kind of sick of playing Thor sometimes,
No, I totally.
And rightfully so. He's been doing it for so long,
A while back, didn't they? I don't know where the rumor mill went from, but a while back they said Adam Driver was possibly going to play Doom.
I mean, a lot of people say that, and I mean, I personally wouldn't like Driver just because, I mean, to me, he's already like Kylo Ren. So if you're watching Star Wars, like he's already the bad guy. You're gonna go make him the bad guy. The other one, like,
separate that in your mind.
Nah, I can't unsee that.
You can't unsee that.
No. It's like the two Batmans kissing. I can't unsee that either.
Oh gosh, that's so funny.
Nah, I can't see Driver. Pickups. Yeah, actually, you know what? I mean, I've shown this. I posted it, but this is like recent, man. This is shout out to Doom. He's in the chat, man. That's the homie. For sure. Yeah. Like that's just a classic, man. Like, beautiful cover.
Yeah.
Fantastic annual number 2 in Spanish, the Prensa version. And that's just not something you see raw often. And I mean, hey, the 3.5 for something that's so old, I'll take it, man. That's
yeah.
It's a classic. And I mean, hey, the annuals, obviously, like that there's a lot of like history in the annuals. There's a lot of I think FF5 is in here.
Yeah.
Correct. So, it's just cool. It's an important book, man.
Pickup. I kind of let me rephrase. I love what you are doing with some of the comics to cards. I like it. because like I see that as something that is important not only to character collecting but just hobby in general, because it shows that you're not only bringing comics and cards, you're bringing them together, right? And I've respected a lot of the comic content creators, those who are into comics. I just love just accepting them, and I love them accepting the Marvel cards too, which is
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
I mean, listen, we've been in the hobby for like, publicly for, I myself been for 2 years. You're probably, there before me.
Just a titch bit maybe.
A little bit. And it's just like, man, like, there's some people just do cards. Some people collect different, and
Yeah.
some people just strictly collect comics and they don't care about Marvel cards. But hey, like, look, like, shout out to Leo. Leo, now has a little, small little bundle of the Doom cards. Shout out to Doom for blessing them. Like blessing other collectors, which is dope. That's always, I think, the most rewarding part, man. Is just seeing like love being like passing the hobby, because there could be moments where there's not. So it's just like, man, like, there's no reason for sure any of us to be at each other's throat here. We're just buying cards. So.
Well, we're seeing it more and more though, as far as the acceptance and all that stuff too. Like we see a lot of comic guys that just are strictly comics, but then every once in a while, like we're seeing more and more people be like, oh, there's a card, and I think I might get that CGC label that's like matching my CGC 9.8 or whatever it is. So I don't know. I see kind of a future with it. That's for sure. So.
Yeah, the comic to card thing. I mean, I started, obviously, when I first started posting and stuff, I was like gravitating towards cards because it's a little bit different than like comics. Like I like comics, but I didn't also want to be like the comic guy, because Instagram has such a heavy influence on so many comic sellers, and it's very few. For me, from what I see, like character collectors that post their comics and only, like, for example, hey, this guy only buys Cyclops covers, and he posts all the Cyclops covers and stuff like that, his appearances. You don't really see too much of that. So when I started, like, kind of like character collecting, obviously some people showed me the way with like the bigger stuff that was important to lock down early. And then it was just kind of like, just check out comic images and buy the cards for it and stuff too, man. Like, look, like this is, there you go. And I love this card, by the way. So this is a comic panel into an image, the Silver Age 98 box. There you go.
Nice.
So this image is from annual number 2, obviously the English version, but
correct.
If you're a character collector, there's a lot more fun to be had, and I think that most people like understand. But if not, man, like, hey, there's a lot of like Wolverine cards that are images or covers.
Yeah.
And I like seeing a match, and again, I'd like to see other characters do the same. I mean, other people, other collectors do the same.
I'm glad you brought that up, because there's in the 2016 Joe Jusko Marvel Masterpieces, we have the What If version, and on the back has the Hulk 181 cover on there, and so that card reminded me of that Hulk 181, and that's one thing that I will pick up one day, is a Hulk 181, but it's just not been in the focus yet. So yeah.
What is? I mean, if you don't mind, like, I'm just curious. Are you still like searching for Wolverine cards? Like, what are things that you're still like on the hunt for as far as like your collection?
I mean, I pick up Wolverine stuff all the time. If it's the right price and all that stuff. I mean, I'm not picking up bigger cards anymore recently. I've been kind of focusing on just I've been selling some stuff, just trying to get caught up with getting rid of some stuff, I guess. Trying to make the wife happy a bit, as far as, of course, if I've put some in, I show her that these can be sold too. So you gotta keep a happy medium, before you start collecting more of your stuff. Cause like I have a fund, And my wife's like, so is there any extra money in there for me? I'm like, yeah. And I just got to sell some stuff,
Man.
to do that.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course.
yeah. So, but definitely, I'm excited to always, for the future sets, that are coming out with Wolverine and all that.
Mm.
Like Marvel Beginnings, I do have a couple pre-orders already out for that.
Yeah.
I would say that it's smarter probably not to buy the boxes. It's smarter to individually pick up the cards.
Mm.
We know Doctor Doom is going to be in that first Marvel Beginnings,
Yeah.
as well as Wolverine. So I'm excited about Marvel Beginnings, but just we haven't seen anything yet. So
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited for it too. Just to see like, hey, like the new stuff to come out. But I think
I
for
mean,
the most
do
part,
you know what you could get out of that? Do you know that
oh,
there's
I mean, if they run the same set, like obviously like holograms, the cuts for sure, double sigs, triple sigs, if they if they're doing it this time around,
like
then yeah,
the character comic panel
yeah,
setup that's like 4 or 5 panels? They could do a Doom.
mm,
That would be
yeah,
sick, right? Because you got the Silver Age, you got the Golden Age,
yeah,
and you show all the modern stuff too, like with it. That would be sick. Like I
mm,
can't wait to see those panels that like fold. They're supposed to fold out,
yeah.
and I could just
Yeah, I haven't followed it too much as far as like what the checklist is. I mean, I guess I'd have to like look it up and see kind of like what's going on. Honestly, I'll be real with you. I kind of just wanted to surprise me. Like I
yeah.
want to just come out and I don't want to and it's obviously not to pinpoint anyone out, but it's like for a long time it was just like Spider-Man Metal Talk, and it's all we heard for a year. That's why I checked out. That's why I signed out. That's why I stepped away because I don't want to hear about Spider-Man Metal for a whole year until it comes out. So it's like
Oh, jeez.
I just want it to be a surprise, So I'm just gonna let it roll, and when it comes out and I get shown stuff or like I get sent the link, then we'll check it out and see what's going on. But if it's anything like the first Marvel Beginnings box, it should be a fun rip for sure.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. All right, so I got some questions for you, Sergio.
Let's do it, man.
All right, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna share my screen real quick here.
Helms has a question here. It says, "Any word on the Flare Ultra Wolverine if it's releasing?"
No, they're probably the Flare Ultra
Switch.
Avengers. I think we're gonna see a couple sets before the Flare Ultra Wolverine comes out.
Mm.
Like I'm guessing we're gonna see Beginnings first. We got to see masterpieces before Flare Ultra Wolverine, but I just don't know. So, what do you think about Marvel masterpieces? Just I'm not
Well,
not I haven't.
we don't know who it is, right? Which is, I think, probably
I
the most important
I
aspect of
cannot
what's going on.
say who it is. Yep,
Yeah.
I can't.
So we don't know who the artist is that's doing it. Obviously, like there's like they don't want to show anything on their posts or whatever. Obviously, because they'd be releasing like stuff for the set. So I don't know who it is. I don't really want to. Again, I don't want to guess who it is. Just let it roll, man. I'm just gonna let it roll, and like whatever it is, like hey, if it's an artist that I like, and there's certain images that I like, then maybe we go for it, man. But if it's not anything that's like really appealing to me, like especially Masterpiece being such a big Masterpiece is a big set, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So different parallels and different there's a lot of going on. So I don't want to like try to rainbow like a brand new set, especially like when stuff comes out. And you know how this is, Josh. Like it's gonna come out. People are gonna charge crazy numbers for it, and then a year or two down the road, either it's at the same, maybe less, maybe more. But hey, like look at Columbo Masterpiece. You can buy purples for like $30-$40,
Correct.
and it's compared to Fua, which a lot of people are loving. That's way more of a premium set than Ultra Avengers.
That was one of the last bigger cards I picked up. I picked up an epic purple of 2016 masterpieces of Wolverine, and
Yeah.
I have four of the four of the main ones. I need the orange, and then I'll have all the main ones. So
Yeah.
that's a goal of mine to get. But yeah. All right,
That's cool.
I'm showing you a map here. Do you know what that is?
It's a map of somewhere in Latveria.
Okay. Do you know much about that city?
That city?
Yeah.
I think Doom lives there, but I'm not sure.
That's right, buddy. That's right. I was trying to throw you off, but I didn't throw you off that
Whew.
way. Good job. Good
No,
job.
man.
First appearance of Doom. When was that?
Well, it depends on who you ask.
First appearance in the comic.
In a comic,
Yeah.
I mean, I would say that one, but some people may not agree.
What number is that?
This is Tales of Suspense 31. This is the prototype cover done by Jack Kirby and Dick Ayers.
Okay.
Stanley's story, and as you can see in the red, Monsterintheironmssk. That's kind of where I took the name from.
Ah, okay. All right.
And I mean, this is the prototype. So the mask is for sure Doom. You can 100%. There's no denying that. The body's not so much, but I mean,
so is this Tales of Suspense? Is it before Fantastic Four #5?
It predates it.
Okay.
It predates it. So
because is that what most people say his first appearance is that Fantastic?
No, most people are gonna say the Fantastic Four #5, and officially it is his first appearance.
Yeah. So, okay.
But for me, like his prototype, or at least the thought of Doctor Doom, is Tales of Suspense 31.
That's cool. I didn't know that, and I'm glad I learned that. So that's cool. Yeah. So, how tall is Doom?
I think he's like 6 and change. He's pretty tall. I don't have a card, but I think I've seen he's like 6 foot tall. So he's a tall dude.
6'2". When he has all of his armor on, he's 6'7". Yeah, that's a good one.
He's definitely bigger than Spider-Man. I know that.
Well, he's definitely a lot taller than Wolverine too.
Yeah, at a whopping 5'5", but he's powerful. He's mighty.
Yeah. So Wolverine's only 5'3", and with adamantium, he's probably around 350 pounds. But Doom, with all of his armor and all that stuff, he's at a 415 pounds. So he's outweighed Wolverine as well. So
yeah, that's why he can go and beat up the Hulk. You know what I mean?
That's true. Let's see. When did you know Doom was your guy?
When did I know?
Yeah.
Kind of when I started getting more into the comic side, and I started getting a little bit deeper.
Okay.
I didn't initially first just start buying like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's no denying that if you grew up in the 90s, I think anyone that grew up in the 90s has to be a Spider-Man fan. Like everyone watched the animated, everyone watched X-Men animated, right? So when I knew he was my guy, it was just like, man, like you start, looking at, different comics, and you're like, dude, this guy's everywhere, Doom is everywhere. Like Doom's in Fantastic Four, he's in Spider-Man, he's in X-Men. So he's been around the block, and just when it comes to like villains, I mean, just my personal opinion, I think he's the baddest villain of them all, as far as like Marvel goes. Because even if you were to say that, Magneto, yeah, of course in the X-Men series, but Magneto's not like fighting some of these other random characters. You know what I mean? Like there's no Magneto versus the Hulk or something like that.
Okay.
But there is Doom versus the Hulk. So and it was just kind of like one of those. I enjoy a story, honestly, and for some reason when it comes to just like the art, like just the look of like the Fantastic Four stuff. I even like me and Johnny Bravo were talking about this literally like a day or two ago. Okay. But I'm a big fan of for me, like Fantastic Four visually, like right at John Byrne. Like John Byrne to me is like the end of like what I view as like Doom looking. Like Byrne doesn't obviously do Doom like Kirby, but he has his Kirby-esque, kind of like style. So anything like, kind of like 80s-ish, like Fantastic Four and backwards, like I'm all in. Anything after that, not so much.
So someone asked, who wins, Ghost Rider or Doom?
I mean, I'm going to be biased if I answer, so,
Well, let me
actually, there's, and I'd have to look it up because I don't have the comic on me, but it's more of a modern one. And one of the Doom boys sent me like a little link, and it's like one of the modern comics, and it says the Ghost Rider shows up in the comic, and he's like, "Oh, Ghost Rider, yeah, I've taken many of you out in like different parallels, like multiverses." So I think, needless to say, I think Doom takes it over Ghost Rider.
Okay. How about Wolverine?
Doom or Wolverine?
Mm-hmm. If they ever even came up to each other, you know. Technically, they did. Did you know that?
Yeah, they do, and like they have the cover where like Nathaniel Richards and like the Fantastic Four down next, Doom's in the background, and Wolverine's like standing over like the Fantastic Four. Have you seen that one?
I think I had, because there was a lot of comics I was looking at.
Yeah.
But I just wanted.
I don't remember the issue. Like I have it. I'd have to pull it out.
No, you're good.
It's somewhere there.
I wanted to actually talk to you about a certain comic book that you may or may not know of, and it's from Earth 691. And it's Guardians of the Galaxy number 24.
Okay.
From 1992.
Is that the one where the in the front cover it's like Wolverine and just adamantium? He's like kind of like stabbing the girl or something like that. Is that the one?
No.
Because I know he's in like early Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think Wolverine's involved kind of in the issue.
Okay, so this specific one was talking about a story that I don't think is on a cover or anything, but it's just talking about the story inside the comic. And it talks about how Dr. Doom puts his brain is put into the adamantium skeleton of Wolverine. So Doom becomes Wolverine. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Dude, like I did a little bit of research, and you need to look up adamantium skeleton of Wolverine with Doom brain, and it'll bring up this whole thing.
That'd be a scary mix.
Dude, like it shows him and all that stuff just as a adamantium skeleton, just metal adamantium, you know, and it just talks about how Doom overtakes him. Well, this was
Do you know the issue? Because
yeah. So it's Guardians of the Galaxy number 24 in 1992. Yeah. So. But what I was saying is this takes place in the 31st century.
Okay.
Like that's how far ahead they are.
Yeah.
And when Doom supposedly kills Wolverine, he takes his adamantium skeleton and all that stuff. And then later in the future, there's a guy named Rancor who is a descendant of Wolverine.
Yeah.
And because he has claws, Doom has claws too, because he's the adamantium skeleton now.
Yeah. That's the comic. I thought that was Wolverine when I saw it originally, and it's probably kind of bright. It's on my phone, but Guardians of number 39.
Yeah.
That's a cool one.
Yep. So
that was like a year ago. I discovered that Doom was in that one. Because listen, sometimes for as a character collector, when it comes to comics, like cards is kind of a little bit easier because you can find checklists. But with comics, there's some cameos of our characters that if you don't know, like it's not going to be on a website,
No, and I'm glad I was able to tell you something you didn't know about.
No, yeah, I didn't know that. Doom, I knew that comic existed, but I didn't know the whole like brain. Like I haven't read that run because I'm not a big fan of the Guardians.
Yeah, and I just wanted to bring it up because I was just doing some research trying to find something odd maybe you didn't know, and I'm glad I found that.
Yeah, for sure.
But
it's a lot, man. My characters are super old.
Yeah,
for sure.
There's
a lot of shit like out there.
Yeah. For sure. When was Dr. Doom born? Not his character. Like, this is kind of weird question because I looked it up. And there's a birth date of Dr. Doom. Do you know when it is?
Oof, no, that's super trivial. I wouldn't know that.
What?
It's a little too trivial. That's too trivial. Like I wouldn't know. Listen, I don't even remember like some of my cousins' birthdays or. I'm really bad with birthdays. Like I truly
Chris,
am.
no.
I'm the worst.
Sorry. Go upstairs. Sorry.
You're good, man. I'm really bad with birthdays, even in general. So even if I saw it, I wouldn't remember it.
It says 1970. I can't remember what the date was. I just saw 1970.
Stacking gems, what's going on, brother? The molecule, man. Yeah, dude. Listen, I always I've always kind of like mentioned it. Like, there's a lot of stories, obviously. Dr. Doom stuff, different storylines, different characters. But for me, Secret Wars is it's the only run I would definitely say that I do have. Even if it's not, yeah. Secret Wars is the only like comic run that I personally collected, like all of them, and just kind of like went through them. Secret Wars 1. So I love Secret Wars, and I'm excited. I will say this though, and I hope that maybe there's a chance that this becomes like a possibility. Maybe everyone's talking about the Spider-Verse, right? Obviously, it's an animated movie, right? People are going nuts about it. And I would love Disney. I would love Marvel to keep going down that direction of the whole like kind of like animated theme, because, like I said, some people don't want to be locked into these long contracts. Number one, and number two, if you got people doing things that they shouldn't be doing, now you're like kind of messing up the flow, and people getting kicked off of movies and stuff like that. So that's why I don't collect sports cards, because this guy's shooting all the threes, and the next day he's like out there sexual assaulting people, and it's just like,
like there's a. And that Jonathan Majors is a perfect example of that, right?
Well, he's innocent until proven guilty. I'll just say that.
No, for sure.
He's innocent until proven guilty.
Well, there's nothing better. Oh, this is the actual Doom card that we're giving away. #Doom. This is the giveaway that we're doing right now. This is from Panini, and it's a actual card. So it's from a sticker set, but it's an actual card. There's one card out of it. Came out of the album set. Anywho, I was gonna ask you a couple other questions here.
Yeah.
Fun questions.
Okay.
So DC, we're DC right now. Superman or Batman?
Oof, Batman all the way.
Why?
Man, it's just one of those things. I can't even tell you why, but I can tell you this. When I was a kid, right? Like when I would watch the cartoons that would come on WB, like the Animaniacs and like, all these things that were going on in the afternoon, I would always watch Batman, and I never made it all the way through Superman. It just wasn't like, Superman's just not my guy.
Okay.
Batman animated was just a fantastic show. So and Superman was good too. But it just didn't grab my attention like the Batman, man. So Batman all the way.
I would have to say that I liked the newer Batman stuff more. Like,
Charles,
when
I
say
stop
new,
Charles.
What's that?
I'm telling Charles to stop it. He says Blue Beetle over Batman. Like, stop it, Charles. Come on.
Oh, geez, Charles. He's
Charles has the Blue Beetle PMGs on lock. He's stacking gems on the Blue Beetle PMGs.
I would have to say that I like the newer Batman. I mean, old school, like just the movie Batman. I love Michael Keaton, right?
Yeah, he's fantastic.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing him in this new Batman coming out. But what I was gonna say is, like, there's variants of Batman that I like more than others. There's one with and Joker, like seeing Joker in some of the other variants. And the one that's my favorite is like the ninja one, where like there's a bunch of ninja stuff, Samurai Batman or whatever.
Doesn't he have like a variant with Wolverine too? Like I forget what it's called. Like it's like Batman. Is it Batman and Wolverine?
That might be. I don't know.
I think so. I think there
was
was
one that my kid got into is what I was trying to get at. So.
I know there's a set that kind of does like a crossover with DC and Marvel.
Yeah,
I know that for sure. So I think he might be in there. I think it's like a Batman Wolverine kind of situation, but I might be wrong.
That's cool.
Johnny Bravo, Batman animated is the GOAT. I think so, man.
Well, I will say this. I was a big Smallville fan. That was just like perfect timing for me. And so if I did like Batman, the only reason I like Batman today is because my kid likes Batman.
Yeah.
But I still think he's cool. But I would definitely take Superman over Batman any day.
And that's cool.
That's personal, right? That's
just of course.
Personal. But at the same time, I respect Batman, and I love the whole Dark Claw combo between Wolverine and Batman. If you were to the amalgam stuff, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
We'll
That's what I was
discredit
just talking about, the Dark Claw. That's what it is. Dark Claw.
Dark Claw, Eddie. So, all right, here's a crazy question.
Okay.
Out of all the doctors, we got Doctor Doom, right? We got Doctor Strange, right?
Yep.
What other doctor is there?
I think they changed his name. It used to be Doctor Voodoo. I think they changed his name to Brother Voodoo.
Okay.
I think that's one of them, if that counts.
Dr. McCoy?
No, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
No. Well, what's Hank? What's Beast's name? Hank McCoy? Isn't he a doctor?
I'm not sure. I think he is a doctor. Yeah.
I think he's a doctor. That's where I got that.
Doc Ock. That's a good one. Dr. Manhattan.
Dr. Octopus. I wasn't even thinking that.
That one didn't come right to mind. That should be like
it didn't come to my mind either because it's Spider-Verse. So.
Yeah.
Okay. There is one more doctor. Can anybody? Oh, someone already said it. Sorry, Dr. Manhattan. That's what I was gonna get at. So you know Watchmen?
Derpadu.
Have you seen Watchmen? Do you know Watchmen?
I know of it, but I'm not like super in tune with it.
Okay. You need to watch it sometime and let me know what your thoughts are later down the road. But Dr. Manhattan versus Dr. Doom. Doom would be dead, like instantaneously.
Really?
If you knew anything about Dr. Manhattan. So
yeah. No, I'd have to do some research. I don't know too much about it. I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah, check it out. So
they didn't they have like is it a recent film? The Watchmen, right? Is that what it is?
Man, so there is actually a series on HBO, and that is recent. But the actual original, it was a book. It was a book first. I read the book first, and then I watched the movie. The movie came from it was probably in the early 2000s or late 1990s.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think now. I think it was the early 2000s. So yeah.
That's pretty
cool. Is right.
Yeah, I didn't know that. TV show, yeah.
Geez, Derpadu, he's pretty, he knows a lot of characters. So
Derpadu's on fire.
Yeah.
Dr. Drew,
Fate,
Dr. Midnight.
Samson, Dr. Giggles, Dr. Druid, Dr. Midnight, he's Dr. Bong.
The Lizard. I didn't think of that one.
Oh, there is Dr. Connors, the lizard guy. That's a good one too. I
just always remember him as the Lizard. I don't even remember him Doc whatever. The only Doc in Spider-Man to me is Doc Ock, right?
Yeah, what's funny is when I said Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom, I was like, that's about it. And then I was like, oh no, there's more than that.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing, that there's also so many obscure characters that got printed once or twice and never made it to anything else. They never made it to another comic. They just kind of got dropped.
All right, here's another question.
Yeah.
Galactus, Kang. I guess you couldn't answer this because you don't know what Dr. Manhattan does. I was gonna say Galactus, Kang, or Dr. Manhattan. Who wins? That's what I was gonna say. So let's ask chat this, since chat might know.
That's kind of that's a tough one, just because if you think about it, Galactus being a interstellar being, right? He just sucks up energies from planets. And Kang being able to obviously stop timelines. I mean, I would assume at some point Kang has stopped Galactus, right?
See, and I think so, because here's the deal: is I think Galactus gets weak if he's not devouring universes.
Exactly.
I think he starts getting weak, right? He's got to keep on doing it, right?
Yeah.
Kang, on the other hand, he can manipulate time. He can do a lot of stuff, right? Well, Dr. Manhattan, he actually created his own universe. What's going on here?
It's just Charles being silly,
He created his own universe, if you don't know. So he actually has created his own universe. He can take molecules and create stuff. That's what really it is.
So off rip, you think it'd be Kang over Galactus?
Oh no. Well, yes. I think it's Kang over Galactus, but I think it's Dr. Manhattan over Kang.
Over Kang? Yeah, I have to look into his powers, man. I've heard about it. Like I've seen like an image. I think he's like the guy. He kind of looks like Silver Surfer, right?
Yeah.
Has like something like in his forehead. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just have to like dig into
He's
it a little
blue.
bit.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's just weird, man. Like I get so deep into kind of like my rabbit hole situation that whatever else is like really going on, I'm not paying like too much attention. Like I just kind of stick to like the Doom stuff, Fantastic Four. So I don't like I'm not out here like reading Wolverine or Spider-Man comics or Doctor Strange.
No. I was just kind of trying to see where you were at on that. That's no problem.
No, that's cool. Yeah,
I don't know it all either. Like I have nothing to do with comics most of the time, right?
Yeah.
But I'll learn as I go, type of thing. But I was big into different like genres, like I would say like The Crow. Have you ever heard of The Crow?
Oh, of course, man. The whole Brandon Lee situation.
Brandon
Obviously,
Lee,
the comic being like one thing, but
sure.
To me, when we speak of The Crow, I think of the movie. I grew up on that.
And a lot of people, even Retroverse, actually.
He loves that.
Actually
he
thought
loves
that was the very first Marvel movie. Was The Crow? Well, The Crow actually was not Marvel, and he like came back and is like, yeah, I was totally off on that, and no, it's not Marvel at all. And the first Marvel one was, I believe, Blade, right? That's what people.
The first Marvel movie for sure. There was like an older Spider-Man movie that was like really wacky. I think it was like late '60s, early '70s. So there's in 1994 there was a Fantastic Four live action that was pretty bad. Dr. Doom is in there. Looks super dope. So I mean, it's just weird because I don't know if it's like licensed under someone else, but it's Fantastic Four. So there's definitely older movies. I think Blade just revived Marvel as a whole.
Okay.
In general, because I mean everyone knows that Marvel was going broke. Back in the '90s, that's why they were mass producing sets. Is from my understanding, that's why they were trying to mass produce these cards because they wanted it to become more of a thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, look. The last set of cards that came out in the 90s was 96 Masterpiece. And then you didn't see anything until 2007 Masterpiece when it got revived back. So there's a big lapse of time where there was no cards. It was just kind of like 96. The movie came out in 99. Marvel starts getting like revitalized a little bit. And, they thought cards was the future back in 2007, I guess.
Well, Topps was in 2001 and they tried to do some stuff too. In 2001, but yeah,
that's right. What the Topps was
2001.
Yeah, but isn't it like a foreign set?
The Topps, I don't know. Like it's a foreign set. It's got the Topps logo and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure it was copyrighted by Topps. I don't know where it was released. I thought it was.
But then in between, and that's fun though because I always immediately go to 2007 Masterpiece. Like that's when they kind of like came back. But you are right. The Topps was in between like 2001, right?
Yeah.
2001. 2001.
And there were some versus cards and all that stuff too back in the early 2000s as well. But specifically, the biggest set in that 2000 mark was probably 2007 Marvel Masterpieces. But no,
do you like that set?
2007 and 2008 Marvel Masterpieces, yes. And just to let everybody know, it's kind of a little preview, but I'm putting something together with a buddy of mine, and we're going to do a video. And I don't know too much about it, but he knows a lot about it.
Nice.
And there's actually 3 different series in that whole Marvel Masterpieces.
Yes.
So, like, I didn't know that, but there's 3 different series, and the way that it's convoluted, I'm way excited to see because a lot of people don't know. Because I think so originally you were on a video with me when I showed my 2007 foils. I have a whole set of foils, and I was showing those on Instagram, and you were on there with Marvel's.
Is that the one we talked about earlier? That we were. It was like
no, that was the Marvel Heroes thing that we did with Elusive. This was totally different that we just did on the fly, and I was just in my kitchen and I was showing these foils. And you're like, man, these foils are sick, and that was from 2007 Marvel Masterpieces.
which is cool.
Yeah, I think that set is really really underrated, man.
It is.
You know, listen, the first comeback of Marvel Masterpiece after a long hiatus. You know, it's not anything crazy with like artists and stuff like that, and the Julie Bells or anything, but they got some cool inserts in there, man. You know, they have obviously the promos are dope. I don't know if you guys ever seen the promos. Do your homework. You know, I'm not going to show it here. I'd have to go through a whole box to find some, but the promos for that set's really cool. The gold borders, obviously, like, you know, everyone shows the shiny foils, and I like the foils too, but for some reason nobody respects the gold borders, and that's like the actual hit.
This is one of the promos for 2008 Marvel.
Yeah, man.
And it's got Spider Woman right there. I have my girl, that's and that
cool.
Came from Brittany. Shout out to Brittany. She
I've never. Is that like a wide card? I've never seen that one.
It's a big card.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
It's one of the promo cards. It's still sealed. I didn't want to take it out, but I think there's a set of six, I believe, in this.
Yeah, there's a few promos for that set for sure.
Yeah.
They have one that has like the box cover where it's like Hulk, Spider-Man. I've seen that one. I've never seen that one, but I also don't do like too much research in like the promos. But that's a really cool Spider-Woman and Spider-Man card.
No, I like it a lot. And if there's a Wolverine promo, please someone hit me up. So
yeah.
So I gonna ask you a question about the Fantastic Four movies. Okay, and specifically the Doctor Doom and differences. Did you like the first Doctor Doom in 2004 with what's his face, the older guy?
Yeah,
can't remember his name.
I'm really bad with their names.
Yeah, I am too. I'm too. Way bad. If I had my wife would be spitting out their name. Or the 2015 Fantastic Four with the younger guy. What did you like better?
That's a tough one, man. I mean, I guess in essence, like those movies are relatively like not great. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure, but I'm just looking at the Doom character alone.
I think I like the Doom with the Rise of the Surfer.
Okay, cool. And that was the older Doom guy. Yep. So the newer one just didn't seem like it. What's funny is they did it like an interview with him, the guy that did this in 2015.
Yeah.
And he even admitted he wasn't a good Doom. in the
interview. Yeah.
Which was way funny.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for the new Fantastic Four movie. Hopefully, man. I hope, like.
I think they're gonna give it justice. That's what you're trying to. I think that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it has such a big history in Marvel. You know, like the Fantastic
Julian
Four.
Mahone. Yeah, he's the older one.
Yeah, Julian Mahone. Yeah. The Fantastic Four has such a rich history in Marvel, and you know, R.I.P. to the big man, you know, John Romita. But before John Romita dethroned the Fantastic Four. After he took over Steve Ditko, you know, John Romita took over the helm of Spider-Man, and he was trying to be Ditko-esque, and then he kind of just found his own way. But he dethroned the Fantastic Four because before then, that's all there was Fantastic Four. That was all the talk. So,
yeah. Let's take a break real quick and let's do that first giveaway.
Yeah.
Let's do this here. Let's type over. Go ahead and stop that screen. Start that screen.
Yeah, Derp. I love the Rittenhouse, man. The Rittenhouse stuff is really good. Shout out to Bishop Collects, man. I know I haven't shown it yet, and like, you know, obviously there's a heck of a lot of stuff to post and stuff like that. I just kind of take it a day at a time. But shout out to Bishop Collects. We did a kind of like a little trade, and I ended up getting the Doom Emerald to finish the rainbow for that set, man. So shout out to him.
Oh, way cool. I'm glad that happened. That's awesome.
For sure, man. I was looking for that Emerald of Green, and I was talking to Doom and Elusive. I was like, man, like, I don't know if I'm gonna freaking find this card because you know Doom cards don't pop up like that all the time.
Yeah, no, they don't. Okay, hashtag Doom, guys. You get the Panini card. There's 13 entries in already. We're gonna go ahead and run it real quick here. And go from there. So Toby Cabell hated playing Doom in that movie back in 2015. Josh Trank, the director, was having nervous. What is it? Nervous breakdown on set, and the studio was bringing in another director, trying to. Oh wow! So it was like doomed from the beginning. Good pun right there. Doomed from the beginning.
Yeah.
All
Hey,
right,
but
15 entries. Here we go. I'm gonna pull it, guys. Here we go. 5, 4. Hashtag Doom, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Mau Mau. Mau Mau, go ahead and send me your address through IG, and we will go ahead and send that Doom card to you.
very cool, man.
And then I'm going to start collecting this, and then I'll pull at the very end. This is hashtag Wolverine here. Go ahead and remove this and show this real quick. There we go. And what's nice about this Wolverine card is you get an autograph 101 Marvel Madness on the back there. 2021 Marvel Metal X-Men Metal Wolverine. Low series. So that's what you get.
Interestingly enough, a lot of people, open this through EPAC, right? Like,
yeah.
And you can't get those cards physically because they're base cards. So if you didn't crack a box, you'll never really touch a base card.
Yeah, you're right. You're right on that aspect of it for sure. So it's a good one. I have a bunch. So this is, but I don't have anything like this. This is the very first signed version. So we're good on that. Okay. I thought that was cool.
Josh, let me ask you, because I am interested. We talk about like nostalgia. Do you, other than like obviously like Wolverine stuff and X-Men, I know you're a big fan of that stuff, and you mentioned Superman. Is there anything that else like kind of like touches nostalgia with you? Like maybe some like Turtles, maybe some like Double Dragon, like.
All of the above, probably, when it comes to video games and Ninja Turtles.
Like what was your game like when you were younger? Like think back, like you pop open that SNES, like what do you pop in it, or the Sega Genesis, like what are you popping in?
Super Mario Kart was definitely one of my funnest games. Okay.
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
The Super Nintendo version or 64?
Ooh, geez, that's a hard one because N64 just took it to another level. But Super, probably just Super Nintendo was like by far.
It was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, I loved the N64 and what they did with the whole like you can go to the battle mode and all that stuff. That was pretty fun. So
yeah, for sure. I used to like Turtles in Time. It's kind of like the arcade mode. That was really cool, and Ninja Turtles in Time was cool.
Did you own any Ninja Turtle figures?
Oh man, so me and Duke talk about this. Like he likes turtles.
Okay.
And I had like 5-6 older cousins, and all the turtles got passed down to me. So like I had like the pizza thrower, like the pizza van, like I had the pizza old van, school, like the Eastman. Yeah, I had the old Eastman, the OGs, man. They all got passed down to me from my older cousins. So.
Okay.
I used to have I'm actually kind of surprised myself that I don't collect turtles, but the turtles are expensive, man. Just like Doom is expensive, turtles are super expensive.
I know. And I would say that I used to play with Ninja Turtles in my backyard, and I made grappling hooks for them with this like they were commercial grade paper clips.
Okay.
As well as like just yarn and all that, and we would like be playing in the grass with our Ninja Turtles. I had the Ninja Turtles that had the little tail on it. Like that's how old. Like some of the first versions of the Turtles had little tails. They chopped them off after a while. But I mean, I remember having the Samurai one and all that stuff later down the road. But like you said, I had Bebop, Rocksteady. I even like had the brain and the whole thing and all that stuff. Like I had it. So yeah, I was big into that.
I gotta, you know, shout
Glad
out to
you
Ronas
asked.
really quick. Ronas, stop it, dude. Like, come on.
What's he doing?
Ronas been trying to challenge me in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 forever.
Oh,
Because he thinks that he's like the one. He's Neo, you know. So, listen, man, I'm sick with it, dude. That's all I'm saying. I've been telling Ronas for a long time. You know, I don't have to, you know, if we could figure that out. Listen, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Let's just speak on that really quick. I think that's like one of the biggest like game franchises that ever came out. It's one of the most popular. Everyone loves it. Like everyone remembers it. Like I think that hits nostalgia with anybody that was kind of like in that teenager stage of like the Dreamcast and stuff like that. Like, man.
Couldn't you play 8 players on that thing? Like that, it was huge, right?
There was different like levels of it. Yeah. So it's three versus 3, and yeah, I think you pick like there's other modes and stuff too, but I know for sure like the base game is 3 versus 3.
Yeah, so it was 6.
If you go back a little bit versus Marvel Superheroes, it was 2, and that was fun too. If you guys had never played Marvel Superheroes, even the sprites and stuff is the same. So, man, super dope. Like if you guys don't know what that is, you guys missed out on that. Like Marvel Superheroes and stuff like that. There is ways to play it. Send me a DM and I'll send you a little link because it is on the computer. But man, like those games are just legendary. Like
so. I'm gonna try to stump you on nostalgia. Okay, nostalgia. All right. I don't know how old you are. I'm a little older though. I think.
Yeah.
Marshall Bravestar.
No, you lost me there.
Have no idea. Okay. I bet Derp knows who Marshall Bravestar was. How about this is maybe a little easier one for you. Thundercats.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Thundercats is for sure.
There was one more I was gonna ask you.
I might have to.
What's that?
Ronas is he's still trying to challenge me, so he wants me to buy the arcade 1-up and do the net play. Which, for some of you guys out there, you Marvel lovers, like, I think that unit is totally worth it, man. Especially with the net play, that's super dope.
Someone just brought up Street Fighter. I don't know if you saw any of my video.
Yeah. I saw you unboxed, right? Like there's a new one.
Yeah. There's some Street Fighter cards, and there's some cool inserts in them, and you can actually get 1-on-1s out of them. Pretty sick.
Yeah, pretty awesome. I the Sapphires are out of 5, right?
Yes, something is out of 5.
Something out of 5. I think it's like a dark blue or dark purple.
Yes,
and I saw the Akuma out of 5 for sale. I think it was like maybe like $1,000. Maybe I think it was like. I was like, man, that's a crazy number for Street Fighter because Street Fighter cards are not the last. I mean, to my knowledge, maybe I might be wrong. I don't do too much research into it, but the last Street Fighter set was like 93. So that's a long time, man. And Derp, we need to throw that idea down the pipeline, brother. Marvel vs. Capcom card set, dude. I'm all in. I would be all in on that.
Oh gosh,
I really would.
No, I definitely have a bunch of stuff that probably was nostalgia for me. I mean, I remember playing DuckTales on Nintendo, sure. Right?
Yeah.
And beating that, and all that stuff, and that witch at the end and all that stuff, So I remember that whole thing, man.
So Super Nintendo for sure, man. Like even the Nintendo, like they had so many like licenses that it just made it so good. Like and the games were so simple and so good.
So let me ask
the old Star Wars
question, I guess, right? Yeah. Did you go strictly Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, or did you at all switch over to Sega?
So my cousin had the Sega, so I kind of had that locked down.
Okay.
Got it. My cousin had the Sega.
Okay.
I went Nintendo I never got the 64.
Okay.
Because my cousin, it came around the same times.
Yeah.
He got the 64. I had the PlayStation, but he used to live like 2 blocks away from me, so it was always like, "Hey, I'm bringing over."
You did go PlayStation then.
I went PlayStation, yeah.
Okay, cool. So big Resident Evil fan myself.
Oof, yeah. It scared the crap out of me back in the day,
dude. Like I would play that sucker, and I'd just be like, dude, this is like
I can't be playing this at night, man, alone.
Yeah. And now they got the remaster one that looks really good.
Yeah.
And believe me, look, it also plays just as bad.
Oh yeah.
Like the controls and stuff, man. The controls for the Resident Evil is horrible. But man, like, hey, listen, back then, that was that was it.
Yeah, man.
And that was the future. Like we never seen it like that. Like it was always 8-bit, 16-bit, 32 when you got the Genesis with the drive, and after that when the PlayStation came out, it just changed everything.
I know it did. It did. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the old PlayStation, man. Like Final Fantasy VII for me is a huge one. Like that those cards are also out there, like the Final Fantasy cards, which are really cool. Yeah. They got some Prism cards. They got the official license stuff that came out. There's one in '97 I think is from Japan, and there's another one like down the road. They got released a little later. It's called like the Opus, OPUS.
Yeah.
But the Final Fantasy for me, man, like for me, like pretty much the PlayStation stuff. Final Fantasy VII has a big nostalgia for me, for sure, that I'm still a big fan of. And Marvel vs. Capcom. Like, those are two things that, like, probably will never die me, man, for sure. Super cool.
For sure. I was big in the what is it? Shiz Bucket. It wasn't Street Fighter. What was that other game? Fighting game.
Tekken?
Tekken.
Based on Tekken.
Couldn't remember it for a second. Tekken.
Yeah, Tekken was good back in the PlayStation days.
Tekken a lot, for sure.
Oof, Pokemon Red with the curveball. Now listen, everyone here played Pokemon. Like, I don't think there's anyone here that didn't play Pokemon, or So did you? Were you a Pokemon fan?
I never got into Pokemon.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, I never got into Pokemon. I was actually into not a lot of people. Okay, I'm not trying to pump this freaking shiz, okay? But Marvel Overpower, I played the game. Not a lot of people can say that they played the game Overpower, but I played the game with my best friend and my little brother, and we played that. And that was like special, knowing that that's what we were into then, right? Yeah. And then when I saw them later down the line with this whole boom thing, I was like, man, Overpower. And that's why I was so excited about the damn cards, is because I played it when I was little. So
yeah. The Overpower, I mean, listen, if you play the set, it's cool. Personally, I don't like trading card games, Marvel trading, like the Versus and stuff.
Yeah. I never
I've
so
they got some, listen, there's some cool images. It's just not my personal thing.
Sure.
I just don't like the trading card game stuff.
Yeah. Do you have any Doom trading card stuff? TCGs?
Yeah. Yeah.
You get the card. Okay.
Shout out to Doom. No, I mean, I picked it up from him as like maybe I bought something off of him and he'd like do a few extra. Might have had a few extra ones.
Okay.
But like, have I ever myself purchased a trading card game? No, I've never.
No, that's not what I was mean. Just the cards.
Yeah, I got a few. I think it's like
you have all the Overpower.
I have 0 Overpower.
Okay,
I think I have one.
I'm gonna send you all the Doom Overpower cards.
Oh man, thank you, brother. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Send me your address, and I'm gonna send them all. Because I freaking have like 500 plus Overpower shiz, and
yeah.
If someone's missing that in their character collector, just let me know, because I can help them out.
Speaking of, I need to ask, because I know that you're probably more in tune with it than I am. And you sent me that cool image the other day, and I was like, oh, you know what? That's actually like pretty cool. The is Doom set to be in the new Vibranium?
No, not specifically. The new Vibranium is going to be actually called Platinum, not Vibranium. I wish it would be Vibranium 2, but it's just not going to be that way. And the image I sent you, like I was pretty happy about that image that I made. And so when I sent it to you, you're like, man, what's that card?
Yeah, you show me a shiny card. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Did I miss out on something? Like,
Yeah, I like doing that every time to time. Just like I wish, I don't know. Sometimes with Upper Deck, I mean, I know they have a lot on their plate a lot of the time and everything, and they're trying to make their numbers, but sometimes I just don't think they just put their thought into the design as much as they should. in some of these sets. I just think they're repeat type stuff. They need to kind of liven it up a little bit. And
listen, I definitely, and we spoke a little earlier. I'm like, man, don't ask me about new stuff because I'm just gonna be biased, and it's just, listen. I miss the days when, if you were to look at some older stuff, like you just knew it was a hit, and you didn't have to be like told, like, hey, look, out of 99, out of 300.
That was a good one. Sorry.
You're good, man. I don't like the whole the whole numbers thing and every single variant, it's silly, man. I don't need you to number my card to 500. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not necessary. If it's a masterpiece set, that is like kind of, it's always been kind of like that way with masterpiece, right? Like the more modern stuff with the parallels and stuff like that, sure, but like not every set, dude. Like, we don't need Fruit Clear Ultra Avengers to be like hard numbered, 5, 6, 7, 8 different parallels in the cards. It's just silly,
So that goes into a question that I had for you automatically already.
Mm.
I saw the 2013 red Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
That you have.
Mm.
You have the red.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Do you have blue or green, or do you even have a passion? Do you even have a drive to get those blue and greens?
So the blue and the green, I did have a shot at the blue a while back, and I didn't do it just because like there was a couple like big card purchases that happened, and it just wasn't the right time. I think I'm probably maybe like I'm not in super hunt mode for it. Like, I know that there's one online right now. I think the guys, especially with the market of kind of like what's going on, it's a little bit overpriced, so I'm not going to put my hand in that. But if I think it was like 1,500 or something like that. I'm not sure. I think it was more. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
But it's like, it's just kind of like one of those things that I have other cards that I just don't, I don't really care to rainbow the 3. Like, I have the red, and honestly, in my personal opinion, I think it's the best looking one, regardless of the number. So I'm kind of happy with that. And there's other cards that are way bigger than the PMG.
And the only reason I asked is because I have out of the 2013 retro set, I just have my base card that's a PSA 9. That's all I have, right? I don't have a red, I don't have a green, I don't have a blue, but I do have the base card. And just kind of letting everybody know myself, if you were to compare the base card with the actual red or any color, but mind you, the actual 2013 retro, if you're wanting to see like all the detail and all that stuff, the base card's the only one going to give you that, because all the PMGs will,
it's covered up.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a weird one, because I do want to finish a couple of the rainbows, and those rainbows go to 10. So obviously, like the rainbow for the green is out there, but it's like, dude, it's not a card that you just see it every day, man. And it's not because I think it's people that are holding them, but I think it's people trading within the own community. So you don't see them because he's trading it to me and I'm trading it to them, and so kind of like that situation. I haven't seen a green in a long time. So
for me with those big cards, there has to be a story behind it to get it for myself. And when I say this is, for instance, back in February, March of 2021, I actually almost won a bid for the 2015 blue Wolverine. The one with the shirt off, right? The samurai one.
Yeah.
And I almost won it, and I didn't win it. Like, it said, congratulations, you won. And then automatically it changed the screen, and I lost it. And my bid was $200, and the one that won was $201. Wow. So I didn't win. I don't know if I didn't win by $100 or $5. I just don't know, right?
Yeah.
And so that card haunted me because I almost had the damn thing. So in my mind, I was like, you know what? I want that freaking card. And I think it was Elusive Collectibles that actually did.
He's in the chat. He finally made it. He finally showed up.
Elusive's here, yeah. So I actually went on his Cards and Coffee, and he asked me that question of what cards I was after and all that stuff. And the 2015 blue was one of them that I would want to get. Well, I was able to acquire that just recently last year at the very tail end. And it was from my boy, shout out to Michael Salter. And I got that card for a great price. It wasn't like $7,000 like it was the year before. I wouldn't spend that. But it was at the price range that I was okay to pay, and that's what I did. So I was pretty happy to have that. So
I like Derpa. Listen, Derpa, to your yoga fire, I fucking ice beam that shit. Okay, so for sure, man. I'm not in the hunt for the blue or the green. I'll be honest with you. There's probably 2 cards that I'm probably on the hunt for to finish, like, one to finish a rainbow and one more just to like finish.
Are these the cards collection. You don't want to say?
No, because I know that with time it'll come back to me, so I'm not really too worried about it. But
no, I'm with you.
The 24, is it 2014? 2014 MU? No, not 2014. The other Rittenhouse set. The diamond. So I'm missing that one. Okay. No, it's not 2014 MU. It's the other one. So I'm missing the diamond for that one, and hopefully, like, I can with the person that owns it, I know who owns it, and hopefully, like, one day, we'll make that happen. And the other one, I can't say.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's all good.
People get crazy ideas on here.
Yeah, I know. I got a couple cards, and like, you know what, I wanted to just briefly touch on this. Right? What is better, befriending your Doom collectors or making enemies and competition? Well, I'm here to say my part first, and then I'll let you do.
No.
Friends, that's what you got to do. I actually created a group just recently with Michael Salter, myself, Sydney, as well as Johnny Bravo. He's in it as well. And there's one more, Shelby. Shelby's another one. And we're all Wolverine collectors at heart and all that stuff. And we're actually in a chat. We haven't done much in the chat, but I just opened it up as just a platform if any of us were looking for cards that had dupes or anything like that. And it's actually worked out pretty well between me and Michael Salter. And I would say that if anything, I would befriend your character collectors, not make enemies. Okay, you go.
Yeah, so in my experience, man, like, we a couple of Doom collectors have a chat. Most of them don't collect cards though. It's only like, one or 2 people. So, man, the Doom Bros, hey, to the testament to Doom Card himself, the Doom Bros don't have any beef. We send each other images, like we send each other like, new comic releases, and we talk about history. So it's for us, there's no, any dupe that I have is going to touch another Doom collector's hand, because I don't sell my Doom stuff online on eBay. So, so for me, like, it's always been like to befriend these guys, because even the comic collectors, like, hey, they have dupes too, especially because in the comic, the dupes exist so much,
Yeah, I agree.
Needless to say, Elusa's not in the Doom chat, but it's okay.
We got your whole group in here now talking to each other.
Elusa's a Doom collector at heart, and we love him for it.
No, yeah.
Listen, I know Elusa, wasn't in the beginning of the show, but man, big shout out to Elusa, man. If you guys follow, obviously, like, hey, you guys are on Josh's stream. Some of us have been around in the hobby for quite a bit. If you see the names down there, Ronis, Elusa, Doom, a couple people on here that might not even have like the same name or whatever. Man, like, Doom and Elusive for me have always been like a pretty like solid piece, man. They've always, kind of shown me what's out there. Got big appreciation for those two guys.
Great podcast. They started it on that one YouTube channel, but they've actually changed it over to Elusive's channel now, so just Elusive Collectibles. Definitely check that out. It is a pretty sweet podcast, and they actually gave you a big shout out, and they said that you're a regular on there, so you're kind of
those are the homies, man. Like, those are listen, because we're talking about, like, friending people and stuff like that. Like, I think it's so important to find good collectors, like-minded people, because between like the 3 of us, maybe 4 or 5 different people like in a chat, just like showing images or showing whatever, like you kind of start, looking at other things and researching other things, and it kind of just like expands the mind of collecting. And I think everyone has like their bits, like this guy he's giving this input because he finds important in this, and like obviously his opinion's respected. This guy looks at a couple things a little differently. He's looking at stuff that's like super left field, and like he brings another insight and spectrum to like the collection. And in the mix of you putting those collectors together in a room, it's the wheel starts turning, like the cog starts turning. And I think it's important, man. Like, I wish more people were a little bit more open maybe on IG. Sometimes some people are, some people aren't. I always kind of joke around. And I'm like, oh, don't text me, don't DM me. But like, man, like, it's just kind of like fucking off. Like at the end of the day, I'm human just like everybody else. And you might, if you ask me a disrespectful question that I feel as a collector is disrespectful because you haven't done your homework, I might turn you away. But that's just because like, I think that the lesson learned is better than you just go do the homework, man. Like go through the process and make the mistakes, but also listen to collectors that do their thing and say, hey, like, don't do that because I've made that mistake. I want to give you insight, and so you don't make certain mistakes. But some people, maybe take that as like, I'm trying to curate their collection or be like, hey, buy this, buy that, or trying to pump. I'm not trying to pump anything because I'm not trying to buy anything off anyone, so I don't have like a pump. There's just certain things out there that exist. And if you're coming new into the hobby, before you go buy all this like FUA and all this like, allure stuff, like get some other stuff out there, man. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of other stuff out there, and look into some of these people's pages, and you're going to see some really cool stuff that you can, especially right now. Like, hey, if you're in the market to buy, now's the time. Like there's a lot of cards out there. A lot of people are selling stuff. A lot of people are willing to trade. So, yeah, you know what I mean? Do your homework. It's a big hobby. There's a lot of information. Check out like, the trading card database and stuff like that. Check out ComC. Check out other people's pages, man. Like,
Dirk wanted me to show you this. This is from the Guardian.
Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, that's the I think that's the Timeless, right? Like it's called like Timeless cover or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the Alex Ross Fantastic Four cover just came out. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good one, man.
So yeah, that looks pretty sick, man. Pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. No, they also have I believe, and you can look it up, maybe throw it on screen, but I think they have a black and white version that's it's like a variant, so like it's not as like as common.
Oh, okay.
And the that sketch look, if you look it up, like look up that cover as a sketch, man, it's super dope. I for sure want to show that on screen.
I don't know exactly where to find that here. Hold on.
If anyone knows in the chat, I would just look up like Timeless like sketch. Like Alex Ross, Timeless sketch or something like that. Yeah,
Dirk, send it to me. Send it to me, and then I'll just pop it up on your Instagram here. What I was gonna say, I was gonna add to that whole thing we were talking about when you're talking about befriending the character collectors and just kind of talk with your homies and all that stuff, right? Just knowing that I've been in multiple different parts of the hobby. I've been on stuff with Elusive. I've been stuff with you. I've been on stuff with Spidey. I've been on stuff with the Marvel Jerks. I've been on a lot of different stuff, and I think as we as a community just respect all each other's collectors and our opinions, we can all get along. It's not a freaking huge thing to not get along, and so it's definitely cool when you're like sitting with people that are like your like mind and your homies and all that stuff. I won't discredit that. Like we have the Marvel Roundtable with some of us, and with Derp, and with True Blue Collectibles, and with Melfi Collectibles, and with Alonzo Collectibles, and it's just a great group to be able to mingle and be able to do stuff every week, right?
Yeah.
And I wanna hopefully like bring this more in and do more stuff with each other. Yeah. I know we have different groups and all that stuff, but at the same time, like you said, I think as a community we can actually make great content. Bring in Marvel Jerks and the Elusive podcast, and like do this whole thing, and it just be sweet, talking about that stuff. So
Well, that's the thing too, and not to bring up old stuff, but like, hey, man, like, if people remember back in the day, like we're talking about those, like 2 years ago, and they're probably still online, maybe not, but the Marvel Pack Fresh stuff was cool because it was a collective,
Yep.
Of a couple collectors and stuff, and they would showcase different things, and obviously different times, right, different content.
Yeah.
But I listen, I'm with you, and I agree with you, and that's why, hey, like that's why I'm here, right? Like I we never had that discussion. It's just like, hey, like let's do some stuff together. Why not?
Yeah.
We don't chat every day, but also we don't have to. Like, hey, like it doesn't mean we can't do some content together, show off some stuff, and have a good laugh and have a good time.
It kind of like you just said, it kind of proves to you that I mean, I got along with you back in the IG days, and I just kind of know that. But like, yeah, I haven't talked to you much at all. Like, I just said, hey, you want to jump on? He's like, yeah, sure. And I listened to a couple of the recent podcasts that Elusive and Doom did with you guys and all that stuff, and free comics and all that stuff. And I mean, it's just good content that if you're missing, don't miss out on it. I mean, check it out. And I think a lot of us have great things to say too. I mean, Sergio on that podcast, if you guys want to know some nice stuff and some good tips, go back to that podcast and listen. Sergio puts it out. You do great stuff on that, man.
So, some stuff I put out, but also understand that. But behind the idea.
Okay, this is what Sergio says. Do your own research. Just I put my time in, and that's what we work to. And all the time that I put in, I mean, there's some stuff that I'm just going to keep to myself, and just do your own research.
You know the saying about teaching a man how to fish, right?
No, I understand.
That's just what it is, brother. I could give you. Listen, you could just go on the page and just look and be like, oh, okay, like kind of dig. I don't even have to explain things to you, but it's just as a collector. Even to this day, man, like people that know me know that I'm on eBay, if not every day, every other day. I work, a salary job. Like, I work a lot of hours, a lot of time invested. I come home like late night. I do my homework, and it makes me happy. Like it makes me feel good to find that thing that it's not so much about like, oh, like I haven't seen someone post this, but it's like I've never seen one. I've never seen one of these, or I've never thought of, it's so it changes the way as a collector. Because for me, I'm not just buying cards and I'm not just buying comics. Like there's other things that, here and there I'll sneak into the IG, but also like, hey, like in the chat. And here's another thing, and this is obviously in all seriousness for the people that do know me. In the chat sometimes, I'm a little sarcastic, and it's just like, hey, just understand, like, it's more fruitful for you to do your own research.
And do your own homework. Do your own research. I mean, we can tell you until we're blue in the face, hey, pick this up or pick that up. But this is our opinion. Like, you don't go off just our opinion. It's more so do your own research, do your own collecting. That's what I would say. Do your own collecting. Do you, So.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I want people to do, is to do them. Like I want them to go find their own routes and do their own stuff. And there's again, when it comes to like cards for me at this point, I'm like, dude, I'll show you everything, because there's only a couple things that you can like stop me from getting, like that's pretty much it. So, and when it comes to comics is just an open source that, like, man, there's just a lot out there. It's just a matter of like, it's just a matter of what you're looking at when it comes to comics. Correct. Because as a character collector, for me, like, it's not just about the front cover of Doom. It started maybe with that, but it became, where does he appear? Does he appear in other comics? Does he appear in like an ad somewhere that there's a Milk Dud ad that's really cool. I don't know, and I'll send you a link, or maybe I'll post it on the story, and I'll send so you can see it. Okay. But it's just interesting to see, like I said, man, like there's a lot of history in comics, and way deeper, obviously much richer history than any card can possibly like do for a character. Yeah. And I just kind of dabble. In my point right now, it's more into the comics because there's just so much. There's so much, and I've been having a good time. That's cool. Doomcart says, I know you have a Miles Morales collection. Doom, stop it. Come on. That is not true. That is definitely not true.
Well, here's the deal on that, though, right? I have so much stuff that I haven't shown anybody, right?
Yeah.
That I've just picked up. And like most of what I've picked up, most of the stuff that I've picked up was picked up in 2021 and early 2022. That's mainly my collection. Like
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Since then, there's just been Wolverine stuff, but I've collected stuff that I still haven't shown that I just know that I'm going to grade later on, all that jazz. I mean, for instance, I have off the wall stuff, dude. I have Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I have
That's
The
cool.
Crow.
That's cool.
I have Elvis cards. I have Michael Jackson cards. I have bunch of different stuff. I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay. So I have all that stuff that I haven't shown Jack nothing on that stuff, but I have it. I just picked it up. I mean, I picked up over 700 wrestling cards that I have no clue on, and I picked it up at a yard sale for $20. It's over 700 cards, and I had just stacks of cards, and I have no clue. And there was one card I found in there, and I sold right away, and it was a John Cena autograph, right?
Oh, shit.
And it was like a Heritage 2. It was like the second year or something like that he was out.
Yeah.
But still, like, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of crap out there that if you do your own research or you see different hints, because here's the deal. Sergio will show stuff on his IG that possibly could give you hints on where to go or what to do.
Smart.
Elusive, I'm just saying, Elusive does that too. He's a big factor in that. He'll show some cards and he'll show hints, but it's not everything that it's not going to open up everything he does. And so that's the thing is like, you can see some of the stuff we do, but hey, you see some of that stuff, do your own research on that stuff. If you see small stuff that we post, do your own research on it. And that's kind of where it's at. So.
No, of course, man. And again, listen, I've always found it more exciting to go that route and to learn my own stuff. Like, I appreciate the knowledge that was given to me and passed down, but it's also really cool sometimes to pass on information and someone that showed you the way be like, oh shit, Yeah. And obviously it just shows that, like, hey, like, I'm not taking the lazy route, and I just take I do my due diligence. And if you collect, and that's you should do the same as well.
Hey, and pick stuff up that you like. You know, and that's,
I think we talked about it, and so Elusive always made fun of me, and I laugh at it, but it's like, dude, you know how many like Doom base cards I have? It's just ridiculous. Like, Doom base cards, like Doom base cards, like, why? Because I'm it's kind of crazy. Unlike Sketch has like a whole Excel. I don't have an Excel. It's kind of like more like in here, and it's kind of like I kind of know like certain things, but I mean, obviously he's going like super deep, and he has like appearances and stuff that I don't know about. Same with my character. I try to look for like the little appearances here and there, but it's almost kind of the same thing as what we just talked about. I like not knowing, right, and finding it because it's more exciting.
And sometimes you can get lucky and pick stuff up that you like, and it may be worth something too. Like, I'm not saying that pick everything up that's shiny or everything up that's flashy, like
Vibranium is pretty shiny though.
Okay, and that's where I was going with this.
I know you like Vibranium.
This is the reason I was gonna. I'm just gonna talk just briefly, okay, just briefly. But I picked up Vibranium because I liked it. Okay, that's why I picked it up. This was back in 2021. I picked up like a whole set of Refined. I picked up a bunch of Moltens, just like all over the place, and I picked up Radiant stuff. Right? And mainly, I wanted some Wolverine ones, and that, like, one guy wanted so much for the Wolverine Refined, and there was a whole set, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy the whole set, take the Wolverine, and like sell the rest. Well, it paid off in the long run, right? I pretty much 10x'd my money, and I still have some Refined cards, right? And so it's just been luck. I was lucky because it was something that I liked. It got hot, and now it's kind of simmered down. But
I'll always love vibranium. So
Yeah, and listen, that's cool. At the end of the day, like, you know, I think the term like flipper became such
Plutonium.
a. I think the word
Sorry.
derpidoo with the plutonium. No, I think
he's calling it plutonium, but it's platinum. But plutonium's funnier.
I think the word flipper got kind of like, you know, kind of like a bad like rap, and it's just like, dude, listen, if you're in the hobby and you're not selling cards to get the card, if you're not funding the hobby with the hobby, I mean, shit, you're blessed, I guess. But also, like, you know,
well, there's so I like
fund the hobby with the hobby. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah,
and you said it too. Like this past recent year, it's what I did. I sold a lot of stuff that I wasn't going to keep, that wasn't Doom related, that were like, you know, numbered cards and bigger cards. And the stuff that I flipped into, man, like I can't wait to show it off, because it's you know, I think it's some really important stuff.
That's right.
And it's again, you know, I love the aspect comics, whatever, but the stuff that I collected with the stuff that I got rid of, it's comic related, but it's not a comic and it's not a card. It's part of history, you know, like in my view, my eyes. So
yeah, and that could open up a whole other discussion about original art, which I'm not going to get into, but I do want to say that Spidey Hit's last YouTube Marvel show, they talked to the creators of the very first animated series of X-Men, Eric and Julie Lewald, and they actually opened up and showed this one gallery that you could go to. It's a gallery in California, and you can buy these like just sell these animated cells, and this like you can even buy like the you know, the dumber down versions of just the actual artwork on paper before it became the animated cell. And I picked up my own original art that I'm going to show on my channel in a couple weeks. So I was pretty excited about that. So
sweet. What was it? Obviously, like, you know, if you haven't really, I want to know. What I do want to know is it the cell or is it the sketch?
It's the sketch.
Okay, that's
it's
dope.
The sketch.
Congrats, man.
Yeah.
And is that your first piece like that?
Yeah. I mean, that's not like a sketch card, right?
Yeah.
It's not a sketch card.
No, sketch cards don't count. Like if it's like an original like production piece.
Exactly.
Okay, that's cool, man.
Yeah, and it's got two of my favorite characters in it. Wolverine's one of them. I'm gonna say the mystery character. I'm not gonna say the mystery character. You'll see that later. But I'm excited. I'm way excited. So yeah.
Is it Sabretooth?
No. You gotta think animated. But
hey, that was a good. I love animated Sabretooth.
Yeah. No, for sure.
You know, so congrats, man. Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, doing congrats on there. Then that's that's important. You know what I mean? And if you locked it down as a collector, like that's what I'm saying. Like,
well, and what's funny is like this, right? There's a bunch of animated cells on there. There was a bunch of stuff, but once I saw this piece, it was like not even a question.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a question.
And sometimes aren't those the best pieces though? When like something pops up and like the number value doesn't even matter. It's just like boom.
Yeah, it means so much to you. Armando, shut up.
You ruined it.
He's trying to guess the character.
Thanks, Armando. I know what episode you're talking about now. I know where you got.
Out me, buddy. You outed it. Well, you'll just have to see what it is.
No, congrats, man. Either way, like, you know, we're excited for you. I'm excited for you, man. If that's your first piece, man, congrats.
Yeah. I mean, here's the deal: is I'm not a big original art fan.
Wait. I want to ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead.
And obviously, you know, I don't want you to reveal the number. I just want a ballpark like image, right? Was it cheaper or comparatively like the same price what you bought, right? Was it comparatively like the same price to one of these like hits that people were asking for these new cards? Yes or no?
No, it was cheaper.
It's cheaper. There you go.
Like and like what you said, it does. It's the price. I didn't see the price. I wasn't looking at the prices. I was just looking at all the sales and all the artwork, right?
Yeah.
When I came to that artwork piece, it was a bonus that it was cheaper than the other stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but if it was like
at that same price as what the sell was, I would be fine with it too, because I liked it and it just grabbed me. And that's really what you got to find is it does that. So 10 cases.
That's cool, man.
What is Elusive saying about 10 cases?
10 cases.
Who's talking about someone's talking about product or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. 10 cases.
But no, for sure, man. This has been great. I'm just giving you a heads up. We can talk another 20 minutes. Are you good for another 20, or you want to end it? Like what?
Whatever you want to do, man. It's cool.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We've been.
Well, I got this other giveaway still, just to let everybody know. While we're chatting and all that stuff, this is the giveaway. It's just from the X-Men metal. This is just the base card version. Okay. I don't think it's the gold. I don't think I'm giving the gold. No, I'm not giving the gold away. It's just the base version, low series of Wolverine. But it's a 101 because it's got Marvel Madness signature right on the back there. It's with metallic ink. I got the blue, the red, and the gold for Marvel Madness. And then I got black border around it. So I took time on it. It's pretty cool. So that's the giveaway. Hashtag Wolverine, guys. Hashtag Wolverine. What's that? I was playing. Oh, he was playing delayed video. Okay. 10 cases. You know what? If back in 2015, if I was into Marvel cards back in 2015 and Vibranium came out, I would have been a fan and I would have bought tons of product. And I heard it was only $45 a box when it came out. $45 a box with Vibranium. That's crazy.
Yeah,
because it wasn't considered hello. He froze on us. I'm not sure what happened. Not sure what's going on. Hashtag Wolverine, guys. Hopefully he'll. Oh, you came back. You froze.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened there.
I can see you now. But no, for sure I would have bought tons of cases of that. So lots of boxes at least. Maybe one case. I don't know.
Do you have the bar? The Wolverine bar?
No.
I
had one opportunity to get it. I had one opportunity to get it on Golden. I actually was in a place that I bidded 4,800 for it, and then Aoki got it for 5,600. So someone else. It was me, Aoki, and someone else. It must have been, but I did bid 4,800 for it.
Wow, man!
But I lost. So, and then I wanted the same card that Elusive put me on, which was the 30-year anniversary, and that one went for 30th anniversary 2019 Flair silverback. It's got comic panels in the back of it. It's the only card of its kind, because in the whole set there's 30 cards, and most of the cards are hockey players, Michael Jordan, and some other Chasing Amy characters, X-File character type of stuff, right? So, but Wolverine's the only Marvel character. Anyways, Elusive showed me the card.
Yeah, go ahead. I do have a question for you. It just kind of dawned on me, but I have a question for you. Go ahead.
Okay.
You said Elusive showed you the card?
So yeah, Elusive showed me the card. I'm like, man, that's a sweet card. Like, I'd love to get that card. Well, it came up in Golden Auctions, and the last previous sale was like $400, like the year before, sometime, right?
Yeah.
And it was 50. It was sold for like 5,800 or something on Golden Auctions, so close to $6,000. And then a week later, I grabbed that puppy for $3,000. And I bought the card, not the slab, because it was in a slab. It was in a PSA 7 slab. So
okay,
it still is. What's that?
You were able to lock it down.
Yeah. So and big shout out to Elusive. He knows it, and he actually was part of the whole video when I revealed it and all that stuff. I actually brought him in because I like to give people props and give credit to those who put their time into stuff like that, and that's what I did. As I gave him credit for that, and he knows it. So
yeah, for sure, man. Elusive's always, and I kind of like I've scolded him in the past like couple months. I'm like, dude, stop showing too much. Like, Elusive loves to show, and I love that.
I do too. Like my Super Mario Brothers, I couldn't stop showing those too. So
yeah, for sure, man. And the Super Mario cards are they're really cool.
Yeah,
there's just a lot out there, man. Like I think that like for example, we did a video. Let me see what like.
Venom. There is 30 individual cards of each character, and there's 30 cards, but there's also one of ones of every single character. So there is a 1-of-1 Wolvie out there of the 30-year anniversary.
Yeah, that's cool, man. This guy's over here in the chat are going wild. Retro, how are you, brother?
Oh god,
the chat are going wild.
Hey,
do you have the card handy that we're talking about, the 30th?
Yeah.
Let me see it.
It's right here.
Oh, okay, that's the it's like it's called Diamond, right, or something like that. Diamond Relic or something.
It's the Triple Diamond Relic. 30-year anniversary Wolverine. And shout out to the artwork is Scott. Oh man, what's his name? I just had it on my my most recent post. But shout out to Matt Fuller. He was able to show me where that artwork came from. It came from a comic. And I was able to get the artist's name finally from this original piece. So it's happy to but his name is Scott something. I can't remember his name here.
Yeah. And what's the grade on it?
This is a 7. Yeah.
Okay.
The one that actually
would you crack it? I mean,
does
it matter?
I'm cracking it. I'm not gonna tell anybody where I'm sending it yet, but yeah, I'm gonna crack it. So
yeah. I mean, listen, I'm a big fan of one touches too, man. I like one touches. Sometimes it's not even so much the grade, right? Like sometimes you're not buying the grade, you're buying the card because that card's
and that's really what I was doing here is buying the card, not the grade. So
30 of those. It's interesting because those came out 2019 Flare, you said?
2019 Flare. Yep. Scott Collins is the artist. Sorry about that. I just couldn't think for a second. But just to let everybody know, in the background of this image, you can actually find a video. I actually have a video that has Elusive in it, and it explains the back panels of this card.
Yeah.
So this card actually has back panels you can see. And there's Hulk, there's Captain America, there's Falcon, and then up here is Black Widow up here. So there's a bunch of characters in there. It's pretty cool. And it even has Spider-Man's leg in it.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
Elusive wants to know if you could send him the card so you could take a photo of it.
I mean, I'll send you a great picture. Yep. Great picture.
Oh man. No, that's a nice card. I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever seen those Diamond Relics before for 2019 until I think you posted it. That's really cool.
I could have gotten you that info forever ago. Then it wouldn't have been a hunt, Keith. I can't cheat.
Yeah, man.
I can't just ask you. I can't cheat.
Listen, I will say sometimes, obviously like the cards are kind of like burned in here, and I know, right? But there's so many like comic panels. Sometimes I'm flipping through one, like maybe I'm just like reading it daily, and I'm just like, oh shit, that's where it's from, and that's always cool.
Well, what's funny is Elusive actually showed, he showed a card, and the card he showed was that Doom card, the back of it. You know that Doom sketch card he showed just a little bit ago, that case topper.
Yeah.
He showed that case topper just like not too long ago, and he busted it out and all that stuff. And he showed the back of the card, and the back of the card had the Wolverine, if you see that image, and it comes from this comic right here.
That's really
And
cool.
Scott Collins was part of that. He did that whole comic cover, and that's where that image came from. So,
Do you have the? It's a cover though.
it is a cover, yeah.
Are you hunting for that cover? Like just
No,
out of curiosity?
it's worth like $5, $7 or something. So
Yeah.
it's not huge. So
No, but like a raw copy just to match it, because it's cool. Like,
was it a case topper? What was that sketch that he got? There was a sketch of Doom, and it had a sticker on it, and he broke it out. The sticker, was that not a case topper? Incentive, right? Was it an incentive?
I have one.
I don't know where these sticker, the Rittenhouse sticker on the top of the sketch card and all that. I don't know where these come from.
I bought one recently. Let me see.
6 case incentive. Okay, so it's an incentive. Sorry, when I said topper, I just thought it was maybe an incentive too. So
Let me see if it's in. Let me see something really quick.
Martinek incentive. Yeah, for sure.
So look, this is a recent pickup, the Marko Jurcevic case topper Rittenhouse.
Oh, nice.
I bought this on eBay, and obviously, like, people were charging some crazy prices for this, and this one I bought it because it was sealed. The Rittenhouse sticker still sealed, so
that's cool. That's numbered, right?
This one's not numbered. It's out of 5 series, but this is a Marvel Greatest Heroes, and if you see, obviously, like Doom, just like see if I can get a glimpse of him there. He's in the corner.
Yeah.
But that's really cool, man. And I don't know if you follow like the podcast, but I opened up a box of Ghost in the Shell a few weeks back, and I bought like the card S of the 97 set. That was really cool.
Okay.
And I actually, it's a full circle. And I got the other card over here talking about pickup. This is from Japan, and this actually came in today. And these cards right here are. Here, let me get a box cutter really quick. These cards are the final cards to complete the gold frame. So let me see. You know what, Retro? I need to have a conversation on Retro, because you need to shout out to people that ship from the UK and be like, hey guys, we need to package stuff nicely. You know what I mean? Stop fucking brown bagging my comics and sending them like overseas. Like, come on, man, killing me, dude.
Gosh. Mail time with Sergio.
A quick mail time for final here. I'm looking for a box cutter. I do not know where I put it though. It's right here.
Mail time, baby.
Yeah, and this is like one of those like full circle things. Like I said, I bought the cards. I bought the box for pretty relatively cheap. It was like the cheapest one online, because maybe not something that people look a lot into.
Yeah.
So I bought it because I'm a big fan of anime. Like long time fan of anime. So when I found these cards, obviously like coming from a Marvel collector standpoint, when I found these, I was just like, dude, like, one, I want to rip one, because I'll be honest, I've never ripped a Marvel box myself. So here, I'll show these off to you, man.
I think he's gonna start up again there, Doom card. We'll
mail time.
Hey,
now,
what's funny is that's one thing I remembered you doing, Sergio, was
the mail times.
The mail time. I mean, that's like Sergio mail time. Let's watch it. And that ended, so I was like, oh, piece of me died just now.
Should I bring it back? I mean,
yeah, you do. You need to bring it back. Don't show the secret stuff, but bring it back.
But that's what's here. That's the problem. You know what I mean?
Then bring it back and just go at it.
So I'll show you these two. I think maybe I have the other two over there in another box, but this is one of the. So the Card S box set has 4 of these gold cards, and they're basically the hits. So this just came from Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a gold border around it, and super cool. Ghost in the Shell. This is the original poster with the gold border around it. And then this is the final card that I was missing to complete the gold master like hit set.
Okay.
And it's Kusanagi, which is the main character, one of the original images, which is really cool, man. And that was probably like my most recent not Marvel related pickup that was actually cards. Some people went the Dragon Ball route, some people went the Mario stuff, and I just wanted to do something that nobody else is really doing because since I know anime a little bit, like I figure I tap into that a little bit and figure out like what's going on, Yeah, man. I remember Canelo's being annoying over there. Ronis, yeah, man. We used to take turns. Yeah, for sure, man. We used to like set up like mail call days, and those were public. Like those were public things that we would live stream and chat on.
You need to bring it back, and you need to bring someone new on as a guest every time, and call it Mail Time with Sergio.
Yeah,
that's great.
For sure, man.
I'd watch.
Yeah,
it.
no, for sure. And it's cool because like it was and here's the funny part about that. I didn't think anyone would think it's interesting because it was mostly base cards. So it's like but if you're introduced into the hobby, you don't know, you're learning with me because I'm going through it too. Like, hey, I'm just showing you stuff I'm picking up.
And that's the thing, man. Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's definitely been like a fun road, and obviously like, hey, all that collecting stuff, brought me to where I am now, and now it's like it's a sick obsession, man, with these comics and these cards, man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But it's fun, man. And obviously, hey guys, just anyone out there, collect responsibly.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, don't go too crazy. Some stuff, like if you know your research, right? We talked about it. You know what you need to get now, and you know what's going to appear later. So there shouldn't be much FOMO unless it's something that's like hard numbered, something that's like super super short print. So don't go too crazy. Like some of these case toppers. Listen, some of these case toppers were selling for $100, like $100-something, and now they're selling for, I got it for $35 OBO. So a little bit of patience goes a long way, man.
Definitely, man. Well, thanks, man. Let's do this giveaway, and we'll kind of do a sign off. Make sure there's no other questions and all that stuff, and we'll get going. And that was a great conversation, I think, and fun stuff. So
yeah, thanks for having me on, man. I had a good time, Josh. And I know, again, it's like, it's not one of those things that we normally, me and Josh, like chat all the time, but I think it's cool for people in the community to come together and, talk about some stuff and have a good time, man. Why not? We like the same stuff,
Yeah. Well,
like the same stuff.
I think as we do more videos like this, where it's just going to be normal again, it seemed like it was normal all the time for people to get together in 2021, 2022 and do videos. Like we just did it,
And I'm just going to say, like, hey, like, for the people that are listening and stuff, I hope that it does get normalized because, obviously, hey, different people went different ways, but I think that the reason why, and it's not so much like, hey, because they're the homies or people that I speak to maybe a little bit more often, but I think it's always been collectively, like, for example, with like, Doom and Elusive with the NSDC podcast, it's always been like, those behind the scene conversations that it's not so much about us. It's always about showcasing the collectors that are out there, and we want to know who you are. We want to showcase your stuff. Like we want to give you a shout, and we want to give you that appreciation because, this isn't easy sometimes, man. Like sometimes this collecting stuff is not easy and it takes time. And I think people's collections show how much work has been put into this stuff. So it's about showcasing the collector. And I don't think many shows do that very well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't think many content creators, like for example, hey, like Sketch just came out with the Sketch Card Hive. If you guys don't know, check him out. Just came out with the whole character collecting, and it's very specific to him, obviously, because it's about character collectors. So it's very specific, but it's showcasing the people that are out there. And I think that's important because the IG community is so small, and like, hey guys, we all follow each other. We all are on each other's page and stuff like that. So showcasing the collectors has always been like an integral part, I think, of, and hey, a fun part of the hobby is being like, hey, like, like this name, this face, Josh, Wolverine, Johnny Bravo, Wolverine, like this guy, Silver Surfer, this guy. So it's cool. You know what I mean? Like,
well, when I and I'm glad you brought that Sketch Card Hive thing up because like I actually, we talked about this earlier. I have like a bunch of Wolverine base cards. I've never shown anybody what I got, right? And so I want to put everything in a binder and make a video, and it's a special video that I'm going to be putting together in the near future, and we're just going to go talk about the collection. That's it, and base cards, and just give a little bit of love to that. So, base card.
There it
This is the giveaway. Okay, one last time, guys. Hashtag Wolverine. This is the giveaway that we're doing. And we do got a special 101. It's Marvel Madness on the back and a little bit of logo that I drew out there right on the back of the card. And you get this card, special 2021 Marvel Metal. Definitely part of history, even though my history is probably going to go real quick. Okay, sorry. What were you to say?
I forgot what I was going to say, but just remember one thing, guys. Hey, obviously, support Josh's channel. Has been doing this for a while, and hey, it's cool. It's cool that you ended up doing like your own thing and having your own show, and here we are. So, for the people that don't know, just remember, this one of one. First of all, it's a one of one by Josh. Wolverine collector #1, and #2. This physical card is not going to be readily available all the time because if you bought it through e-pack, you can't get it through physical anymore. So
that's right. Let's give it away here. All right, let's go. Where'd it go again? Stop the screen. There we go. Hashtag Wolverine, guys. Here we go. Give it a couple more, 2 more minutes, and then we'll pull it. Okay.
So, man.
Hey, if you're not following also Monster in the Iron Mask, please follow Sergio. I did want to bring up one more thing. Yeah. Did you know the names? Shiz, this is what I was going to ask you, and I forgot. What nicknames does Doom go by?
What nicknames does Doom go by?
Yeah. Did you know he has a few
names? Yeah. He from my understanding, I think he has like two nicknames. It's just like kind of one of those things. It's like, man, I don't really remember.
Okay.
I mean, obviously his name, right? Victor Von Doom.
Okay.
And then there's one that is in a little bit more recent with when he became a god, God Emperor Doom. That's one of them.
Yep.
If you consider that one.
Yep.
And there's another one that's like it's kind of funky. It's like a funky name. I can't remember it right now. It's like one of those things, man. Like,
is it the Rabamalo?
Yeah, it's like a weird.
Rabamalo.
I've seen that one. No, I don't.
King Boss and Doombot were 2 other ones.
I mean, a Doombot is something is different, right? Because a Doombot is just a bot. But King Bot, I've never heard. I've never heard of someone calling King Boss. King Boss.
King Boss. Yep.
I would have to look up to see who refers to him as that.
This was my favorite one, though, that you didn't bring up. Infamous Iron Man.
The Infamous Iron Man, yeah. He did have a series with that. That's pretty recent.
Sweet because of the 2016-2017 run of the Infamous Iron Man comics. And
speaking of that comic, so man.
Cool. Sorry.
Shout out to the homie Free because he's a big fan of that run. And he recently picked up something really special that, I hope he shows off with the world here in the future when it comes to that Infamous Iron Man. And I think a lot of, like I said, man, listen, you know what I appreciate the most? I definitely will say this. Everyone's evolution in their collecting and what you see, like, where we started, where we're at now. And, it's been like, I want to say long, but it's not. It's been kind of like it's kind of been like a short 2 years,
Yeah. No, I totally get it. Like this whole run of when the boom happened after COVID, it's gone so quick. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And what's funny is the amount of people now that I'm like have developed friendships with. I wouldn't even think of developing as quickly and as fast and as close in 2 years' time. And as many people that I've come in contact with as I ever would. It's so crazy, so amazing that way, right?
Yeah.
Like whenever you bring in
people in a community that have like minds or like mindsets or just in general like the same thing to collect, like Marvel cards or something. It's just pretty awesome. So
Yeah,
shout out to everybody in the community. It's been awesome.
for sure, man.
Okay, hashtag Wolverine. Let's pull it. Let's do it. Let's do it in 20 seconds from now. Appreciate everybody coming in tonight. Thanks, Free Comics. Thanks for Purdue, Retroverse, hashtag Wolverine, guys. Thank you so much for coming in and jumping in there, Sergio. It's been awesome.
For sure, man. Absolutely,
Been
Josh.
great,
Thank you.
man. So here we go.
Good luck,
5,
everyone.
4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh, wait. Sorry. Hold on. Where'd it go? Okay, here we go. There we go. If Retroverse wins, I'm not sending it to him. Vintage Lord Canada. Okay, all you gotta do is you know what you need to do before you get this card. You know what you need to do.
Uh-oh. There's something he has to do before he gets that card.
There is something he's got to do before he gets that card.
Vintage is a bad boy, you know?
Oh, gosh. I love Vintage Lord Dan. Daniel's awesome. So
yeah, man.
Yeah. All right,
sure,
man. Well, I'll let you go to bed, dude. It's been a great night, dude. It's been awesome. It's been fun. I know you're probably tired.
Oh, man. My night just started, Josh.
What's that?
My night has just started.
Oh, really? Are you gonna jump on with friends now?
No. This is like my time. You know, like this is.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, like this is like eBay, some music, like chilling. You know, like it's my time now. You know, so this is usually what I do, and this is what I mean. Like all the homework happens after work. So
you got the first it's always, Marvel Madness auto. Yes, Vintage Lord.
It's sick. That's sick, man.
Oh gosh. No, that's for sure, cool, man. Awesome.
Well, I appreciate you, Josh.
Yeah, man, and we'll do it. We'll do it again, definitely in the future. So I love having you on, and hopefully we can do things in the future more. And invite me on to Sergio's mail time and all that jazz.
For sure, man. We'll figure something out.
All right, guys.
We'll do a one-off.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, later, guys. Bro. Thanks for coming in, jumping in. Glad we had as many people in the chat tonight. It's been awesome, been fun. So,
for sure, man. Thanks, everyone.
Have a good night, guys. We'll see you.
See you later.